Okay, I got it to work. So, this is my first time. I don't know if I'm talking too loud or what, but this is my first time actually recording with this phone right here, like for my voice. But anyways, I haven't used this phone in a long time, and I was trying to get the password to it because I forgot it, and like it disabled me for like 12 minutes. I was like, and then I started to look up like tutorials and stuff. I'm like, this is not working. And so I was like, wait a minute, I'm just gonna try 0000. And I did it and unlocked it. I was like, you mother. Hopefully this video turns out okay with this idea that I have. Hello YouTube, I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be about reprogramming the mind and how to think differently, and how a different mindset really changes the way you feel about yourself and your outlook on life. Get cozy, get some snacks, and get a little notebook if you want, but let's get started. So, you find yourself in a hole. You don't feel good about yourself. You feel anxious. You feel depressed. And you kind of feel like you want to lay down and just die. Don't worry. I feel you. I understand you fully. But this is not a way to live life. You only have one life. Like I said in my last video, your emotions are very valid. They are so valid. But the way you behave with your emotions, that's not valid. If you're feeling angry, don't yell at people or don't punch a wall. Like I said in my other video, it's just the matter of doing things that will benefit you instead of hurt you. Breathe. Be in the present moment, because when you're not in the past or in the future, you're here in the present moment. Once you take a step back and stop worrying about the past or the future and just be here, all of your suffering is just going to subside, because most of the suffering that we endure is from the past, thinking about a situation that happened, how you felt, what you said, what you should have said, what you didn't say, and how the situation just ended up, and how bad that you want it to change, and just replaying like series of events in your mind that are no longer serving you. So therefore you're just sitting there replaying and recycling something that's not even here anymore. You're past that. Us humans that dwell on the past are suffering right now in the present. That's not good. But it could also go both ways. Don't focus too much on the future. Yes, don't get me wrong, focusing on your future is a good way to set goals, know where you're going in life, but also don't get lost in the future to the point where you get anxious and you're always on edge and you feel like you're not doing enough and you're just beating yourself up. So don't do that either. In order to get to the future, you have to be here today. You have to take action right now in the present moment to get to where you want to be. So yes, focus on the future, set goals, but also know what you have to do today, right now, in this very moment to get to where you want to be. I'm going to say this, and some people are not going to get it, but if you get it, you get it, okay? The past and the future, they're both here in the present moment. I'm going to let that sit. The present moment is a mixture of the past and the future. The past is determining how you deal with things now and how you come into situations now. And the future is being made in the now because of your actions and because of what you've learned. So it just all comes together. So really, being in the present is key. But a little trick to just stay in the present moment, because I know we can't drift in and out of reality and into the past, into the future. When I'm doing my breathing exercises, I'm saying to myself, when I inhale, I'm saying, I'm breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. When I exhale, I say I'm breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. That's just it's helping me. I know it's like really simple, and that's the best part of it. But that just helps you to realize that you're here breathing. Where I got that piece of wise advice is this book right here. I've read his other book, this author's other book. I've read it, and so far I like his books. Here you go. And a lot of advice has come to where I'm implementing what I'm reading in my life, what I'm learning. So always be willing to learn, always be willing to read, especially from someone that's much older than you, has much more life experience than you. So you can kind of get an insight on, okay, so how should I be dealing with these types of things, especially when you're younger like me. So I realized I didn't really explain what his books are about. Basically, it's a better improvement, spirituality, the magic of the present moment, and that's where I get most of my insight from is his books. Also me watching other YouTubers on how they take care of themselves and what is their mindset. What do they have to say about their perspective of life and how they take care of themselves? And then I just translate it into my own language and implement it into my life too, because you have to find what works for you. So if that means learning by reading other people's books, or if you like to watch videos, and the thing that is the hardest, you could read all the books that you want, you could watch all the videos that you want on self-improvement, but the hardest thing that you have to do is actually take action and implement them in your life. Resetting your mind, you have to be resetting little things that you do, little habits, routines. So for instance, if you're going to sleep late at night, waking up late on your phone, if you're waking up and the first thing that you do is check your notifications, checking social media, I don't think people understand how harmful that is to somebody's mind, somebody's like brain, when they're automatically waking up, going on their phone, checking nonsense, going on social media, being on social media for 2 hours after they wake up, and then starting their day. No, honey boo boo. No. What you need to do, honey, if you're doing that, it's okay, because I was there too, and no wonder we're feeling like absolute dog shit because we're feeding ourselves this nonsense. We're consuming fake dopamine. We're getting dopamine without putting any work to it. It's like tricking your mind of real dopamine and fake dopamine, and that right there is fake. All of that is fake. Don't get me wrong, social media could be really good when promoting a business, when learning how to do something, learning how to improve yourself, like you're watching this video on YouTube. But when you're waking up and you're finding yourself just looking at nonsense, just random shit, that's not healthy, and that's why you're feeling this brain fog, anxious, just you're not really there. And honestly, it's an addiction. If you find yourself that you're always on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, that's an addiction. And that's what makes you feel like shit. You're gonna hear it from me. If you don't like to hear it, then I don't know what to say to you. But that's what's making your mind feel like a zombie, the freaking brain rot. Do you, like, hello? So my advice to you, go outside, touch some grass. When you wake up in the morning, here's what I suggest to you. Don't touch your phone for at least 30 minutes to an hour, okay? If an hour is too much for you, if it's pushing it, 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. It takes me a good 2 hours to get to my phone in the morning. Wake up, brush your teeth, take a cold shower, do your daily affirmations, journal, read something educational. Don't get me wrong, I still break. I'm not perfect. Most of the times in the mornings, I do what I have to do, yes, but there are times every once in a while where I would break and just be on my phone. But afterwards, it would make me feel like crap. And that's what I'm like advising to people that seem that they can't break the cycle and they just feel like zombies. That's what I'm advising to you, is just to break it little by little. It doesn't have to be a big jump to where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna be on my phone ever again or whatever. But there's certain little things that you can do instead of just mindlessly scrolling. It comes to the point to we are comparing ourselves to other people's lives that aren't even real. Most of the time when people post on Instagram, TikTok, anything like that, mostly Instagram, it's not real. And we find ourselves comparing to that. And then no wonder why we don't feel like we're doing enough all the time, because we're comparing ourselves to something that is not real. Another thing is changing how you talk to yourself. We are going to imagine in our brains that we have a settings app, okay? We are going to switch some switches off and switch other switches on, okay? Flip the switch, okay? I'm going to tell you which ones to change so our system could be better and more efficient, okay? A lot of us criticize ourselves way too much, and we are too hard on ourselves because we don't feel like we're enough. We don't feel like we're doing what we should be doing. But really, we are here and we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing in this moment. And a lot of us, we tend to negatively talk to ourselves every day without even noticing. Sometimes you may notice, but most of the time it's without noticing. And that's what's scary about it, because your mind believes everything you say to it, and it's so powerful to the point where it manifests in your life. So if you say you cannot do something, you're not going to be able to do it. If you say that your goal is too hard to reach, your goal is going to be too hard to reach and you're never going to reach it. If you say that you can't be consistent because of this, you're not going to be consistent. It's all in the mind. You have to be able to, even if you don't feel like it, turn the negative self-view off. Turn it off. Turn on the positive self-view. This positive self-view switch is going to allow you to do anything that you put your mind to, is going to allow you to say positive affirmations, is going to allow you to bring yourself up when you're feeling down, is going to allow you to be more positive. And it goes either way. So would you rather you're going to be working either way. Are you going to be working towards positivity and moving up in your life? Or are you going to be working towards being negative all the time and going down? I would rather be working and going in the positive direction, not the other way around. Because why? And I know it's exhausting to do the things that you need to do to become your higher self and resetting your brain. And I know that's going to take some work and it's going to take time. It's not going to be in a day, a week, a month. It's going to take years, and I'm still in that process. Just how positive things can manifest in your life, negative things can also manifest in your life. So be careful what you say to yourself. Even if you don't feel beautiful, you're going to look in that mirror and you're going to be like, damn, I'm beautiful. Damn it. Even if you don't feel like you can do it, you're going to say to yourself, I can do it. I can do it. Even if you don't feel like you want to be hardworking, you're going to say to yourself, I'm hardworking. Okay? So gaslight yourself, man, because your brain believes whatever you say. Whatever you say, be honest. Turn on the switch to be honest with yourself. Turn off the switch to stop lying to yourself, okay? Turn it off. Throw it away. Move it in the trash. And then delete it from the trash. Okay? When you tell yourself that you're going to do something, do it. You tell yourself, I'm going to go to the gym. Do that. Stop saying that you are going to do something and you never do it. There was this one time where I was going to clean my room and get my shit together. I didn't do it. I just left it for tomorrow. Then I'm like, damn, I feel like shit. So I'm like, you know what? Even though I don't feel like doing this, I'm still gonna do it. Just do it. That's what I just say to myself, just do it. Have the discipline to keep your word. Because once you start saying to yourself you're going to do it, you're going to do something and you actually proceed to do it, your brain is going to get used to you keeping your word, and therefore you're going to be more likely to follow through with your actions. Stop lying to yourself, because when you're saying you're going to do something and you never do it, your brain is also going to get used to that. And then it's like your mind is not going to take you seriously and you're never going to do it. So have the discipline to follow through with what you want to do and what you need to do. This goes on to my next little switch. So it's called goals. Turn it on. Okay? Because if you don't have goals, then what are you doing in life? And I'm sorry if I seem like kind of, damn girl, like you calling me out. I'm sorry, but most of these videos I'm talking to myself, and if I'm talking to you too, then that's great, because so I mean no harm. It's all love. But if you have no goals, what are you striving for? What are you waking up for? You know what I'm saying? What are we excited for, Sit back and think. What are your interests? And write it down. Grab your journal, write it down. What do you like to do? Whether that's art, any type of sport, something that you would like to learn, is somewhere you want to go. Write it down and make it your goal. If you want to learn a new language, make that your goal. Do things every day that will get you one step closer to your goal. By doing this will help you focus on striving for something every day. I feel like waking up with something to work towards is so beneficial and evolving to the mind, because you know that you're working towards this and you have specific goals by a specific time. So you're not going to have time to focus on what doesn't really matter. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're not going to feel motivated to do the things that you need to do to reach your goals. And that's just how it is. But this is where discipline comes in, and this is where you need to push through. Like, hey, this is where I'm working towards, and this is what I want to do. So have the discipline to do it. You're not always going to want to do the things that you need to do, but you still need to proceed in doing so. And even if it's the smallest little things every day, just stay consistent, because that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be big things every day. It could be small little changes every day, but you have to stay consistent, and that's where you will see change. That's where you will see improvement. It's okay to fail. Okay? Turn off the switch in your brain saying failure is not okay. Turn it off. Switch it off. Throw it away and delete it from the deleted. Okay? Turn on the switch saying failure is success. That's like, yeah, I just thought of that right now, guys. But turn it on, guys. Nyla, I'm gonna need you to, okay, all right. Yeah. Or you're gonna come to my TED Talk too. Do you have anything to say? Okay, good. Lay down right here next to me. Okay. You see your little tail. Even though failure seem to be awful and it feels like crap and it's embarrassing, it seemed to be not okay. Nobody really wants to fail because of what other people are going to say or think about them. It's not true. Failure is like, and I know this is like really generic. You learn from failure, you grow from failure, and eventually you're going to win from failure. Because if we didn't fail in life would be pretty boring. Boring. Life will be pretty boring. Because if we knew we were going to win each time we did something or tried something new, it would just be bland. You wouldn't have no excitement. You wouldn't have no feeling of, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to try this out, you know? So failure is very much needed, and it's okay to fail. But this goes to my next topic, and this is probably like my last topic of the video, and I'm excited because it's kind of like, go to your settings, go to the general, and then you will see a switch that's most likely on. And I'm going to need you to turn it off, okay? Caring what other people think about you switch. And it's going to be on. I just know it because mine is like halfway on. I'm trying to turn it off, but it's not all the way off. But it's almost there. So I'm going to need you to kind of turn it off. Once you turn it all the way off, I want you to throw that in the trash, delete it from the deleteds, and never turn it on again, okay? But the switch right below it, I want you to turn that on. The live like no one is watching switch, okay? Turn it on. Everybody on this earth is afraid of unwanted criticism and unwanted judgment, just unwanted stares from other people, unwanted comments, unwanted opinions about them. And you would be lying if you say you didn't care, because I still care, and I'm making this video. But it's to the point where you have to realize it's never that serious. Just put it that way. It's never that serious. And that's what gets me through my social anxiety and my anxiety in general, because most of my anxiety is rooted from what other people think of me. And if you realize that too, that's a good step of reprogramming your mind and realizing what is triggering you, because therefore, you know the root of the problem. Now you know how to fix it. But the real question is, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do us humans judge? Why do we even care about judgment? Why do we get hurt of what other people think about us if it's not good? The thought of people's stares, people's ideas of us, the thought of unpleasant sayings or opinions, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's totally okay. But you have to realize that even if they did have opinions, especially like random people that you're scared of being judged by, they don't even know you. How are you going to let somebody that doesn't even know you hurt you? You know? And come to think about it, everybody has this problem. Everybody in this world, one way or another, has this problem, whether it's a big problem for them or just a little tiny problem, but everybody has this in the back of their brain. And I don't know, in a way that kind of gives me comfort, because everybody feels that same type of emotion and anxiousness. Whether if it's a bigger anxiousness or smaller, because some people could be less anxious about what people think, but some people could be more. But at the end of the day, we all have this feeling. So we're just here in this big cycle on this earth. And when you think about it, it's just like, why am I really worried? Why am I constantly just worried about what other people are going to say about me? And we tend to think that everybody is out to like judge or get us, or in a mean way. But the thing is, we really don't know the ideas of other people's, and I don't think it's none of our business to know. But we tend to think that we know what they're thinking. Like, oh, I know that they're thinking that I'm looking weird, or my clothes look weird, or what if they're not thinking of that at all? That's really just a reflection of you judging yourself through another person. I was watching a video, and that really put it in perspective, like, wow, I'm just judging myself through another person. Because most likely, most likely they're not even thinking about you, and they're not even putting the energy to be like, oh my god, that girl over there, she's 5 foot and she got short hair and she and she has pimples on her face. Like, nobody's gonna be doing that. I don't do that to people. And if some person does that to another person, that's just like reflecting on their own insecurity. Right, yeah. So it's just like, nothing's really ever wrong with you. So really, when you think someone is thinking bad about you, is that really them, or is that really you? To come to think about it, if you do come across people saying something that is unpleasant to you, or having a not so pretty opinion about you, or something that you don't like, and they don't even know you, that's like, I don't even know how to put it in like perspective. But once you know what you're striving for, what you're working for, what you desire in life, how you feel when you are doing something that you love, and knowing that you are healing the inside of your soul, and knowing that you are reprogramming your mind every day, learning something new every day, and just becoming a better version of yourself. And this person is right here, talking shit. Like, it's not gonna matter. Actually, it's really not gonna matter, because you know who you are, but they don't know who you are. They have no idea what inspires you, what you've learned, how far you've come in life, and what obstacles you have overcome. So it's just like, they really have nothing on you. Once you really kind of put yourself in that type of mind frame, and switch that I care what everybody thinks about me switch off, and live like no one is watching on, you're gonna be feeling so much better by yourself. Because at the end of the day, nobody is better than the other person. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. We all fart. We all poop. We all eat. We all have morning breath in the morning. We all laugh. We all cry. We all get upset. It's just like, We all have just perfect imperfections, and nobody could really judge that. And at the end of the day, once we lay down and rest in peace, we all go in the same place, in the ground, to decompose. Y'all don't mind my hair, but I know that last part sounded kind of like, whoa, that's kind of bland, but here's what I'm saying. Your body decomposes, right? But your soul goes elsewhere, okay? I don't even know, but I just had to clarify that, and don't mind the sound. Once you think about it that way, none of this really ever, like, none of what people have to say about you matters. So I hope what I said made sense, and this concludes the video for today. And I really do hope it made sense to you guys, because the way I'm thinking about it, that's how I'm getting through life right now. Just modifying those little switches, you know? But I thank you all so much for sticking around. More content will be coming out soon. Yeah, that's it. Bye.